What it do, Durag Nation? Marvel Rivals just revealed a brand new gameplay trailer showcasing Mr. Fantastic, who is, of course, another duelist. But before you yell about there being too many duelists on the roster, remember that the vision of this game the devs have is for you to play the characters you want without being restricted by character roles like tank or DPS. And Reed Richards is the best hero on the entire roster right now to highlight that vision. Mr. Fantastic is a combination of every role in the game. He can tank, you can deal great damage, and he can heal. So I'm going to break down everything going on in this kit to give you an idea of how you should play him when Reed is available for everyone starting on January 10th. First, Hawk smash that like button if you appreciate these quick Marvel Rivals breakdowns, and let's get it. So just like the lore, Mr. Fantastic is all about his elasticity, using it to empower himself and defeat enemies. Offensively, Mr. Fantastic resembles Groot, extending his long limbs to hit enemies with melee attacks from mid-range, except Reed's moves are much quicker than Groot's are, and they appear to auto-lock similar to Dagger or Iron Fist, which makes escaping him tricky and will require you to be very careful of your positioning when trying to engage Mr. Fantastic in a duel. Also, like Groot, Reed has a form of crowd control. His right-click ability allows him to extend his arms and grab an enemy, but if there is another enemy close enough, you can grab both and slam them together. The move also has a fairly short cooldown of 6 seconds. This is a ridiculous skill that could potentially be a nightmare for both vanguards and strategists. Imagine the other team is defending their front line with Doctor Strange and Magneto shields, and Reed just grabs both of them and slams them into each other, allowing your team to have a free shot at their healers. Or if Reed attacks Luna and Mantis directly and grabs both of them, lifts them and slams them, preventing their team from getting healing. The one restriction is that after about a second, they regain their ability to attack, even while in the process of being slammed together. You can also cancel out of this move, which Mr. Fantastic does near the end when he activates his ultimate, which so far seems to be the weakest part of his kit in my opinion. Similar to the Winter Soldier ultimate, Reed leaps high into the air while screaming and can slam down on the ground in a certain radius, causing AoE damage. Just like Bucky, he can also do this move over and over again, but he doesn't share the same restriction. Winter Soldier needs to eliminate an enemy within a few seconds after doing the slam, or the ultimate ends. Reed can keep doing it even if he doesn't eliminate anybody, but it doesn't appear to be doing much damage at all. The slams don't stun the enemy, he's not moving nearly as fast as Bucky does, and he's absolutely getting shredded HP wise. If this wasn't a trailer where they are intentionally trying to show off what the move does, Reed would have been wiped out before he could attempt a second slam. He has to finish off Wolverine with his right click at the end, despite getting to use a slam over and over again. The best use I could see for it is if you combine it with another ultimate, or can use it to retreat to a different area or finish off an enemy who is already low by grabbing them to prevent them from attacking, then canceling into the ultimate. He actually has, in my opinion, a much better offensive skill shown off in the trailer, but the highlight of his kit is his defensive skills. Reed's elasticity is actually reflected in the game as a passive that you can see building up over time. It appears Reed gains more on this elasticity meter whenever he uses a skill. Once he reaches 100%, Mr. Fantastic unlocks a crazy new form by hitting C. First off, he's already huge, starting at a whopping 350 HP, which makes him by far the tankiest non-Vanguard in Marvel Rivals, with the closest to him being 300 HP, which both Wolverine and Black Panther share. However, once Reed reaches 100% elasticity, he recovers a ton of HP, which converts into bonus health. At one point in this clip, he's at an insane 740 HP. This form lasts for 6 seconds. This makes him a duelist that can rival Venom while dealing more damage. But in terms of survivability, he's got actually better tools than even the symbiote Menace. In this bulky form, Reed more resembles the Hulk after he activates his ultimate to turn into a monster, giving Reed a new melee combo that does insane damage, allowing him to wipe out Hawkeye in only 2 hits from half health. That is ridiculous for a basic attack. Mr. Fantastic's E ability is similarly insane. It has 2 charges with a 6-second cooldown once you run out. If you target a teammate, Reed gains bonus health and shields them from an attack, as you see him shooting to over 400 HP when he activates it and targets Sue, but then he heals after taking the attack. If he targets an enemy with this skill, he dashes forward and attacks them instead of shielding. Adding to his already pretty impressive survivability is what I can say for sure is one of the best defensive skills in the entire game. With his shift, which is on a reasonable 12-second cooldown, Reed can absorb incoming damage with his elastic body and then fling it back at the enemy. This bounce back seems to be automatic as he doesn't appear to be aiming, yet Reed instantly sends Iron Man's ultimate right back in his face. Captain America can reflect Iron Man's ultimate with his shield if he has enough health on it, but there doesn't appear to be any such restriction on Reed. You just pop the ability ability when Reed is about to be attacked, and it automatically gets thrown back right at the enemy, which will force you to be a lot more careful when attacking in the general direction of Reed. I'll be curious to see how this works if he's being attacked from behind, or if he can only absorb damage when it's coming directly towards him. Reed looks like he could end up being a main, and if that ends up being the case, NetEase is giving you the chance to show it off with this pretty cool wallpaper. Comic fans can also show their appreciation for Reed during the actual game when Season 1 launches with this cool new skin inspired by Reed's appearance as the Maker. This is the version of Mr. Fantastic from the Ultimate Marvel Universe when he became a supervillain, and Marvel Rivals shared a little bit of gameplay of the skin to get you to open your wallets. Speaking of wallets, they also gave us a tease of Sue Storm's first skin, which is her Malice costume. Comic fans will know this one very well. Spoiler alert, it will be the most popular skin in the store. W's all around so far on the Mr. Fantastic reveal. Obviously, we'll have to see how Reed looks in a real match, but from what I'm seeing, he might be an insta-lock character. Fortunately, you won't have to wait long in order to see him in a real game. Marvel Rivals revealed a gameplay showcase coming up soon for both Reed and Sue, along with everything coming to the game during Season 1. Click the video on screen to learn more.